The dark genius of power in the age of clout. In an era where influence spreads faster than truth, where image outweighs substance, and where the line between fame and infamy is razor-thin, Niccolò Machiavelli, Renaissance diplomat, political strategist, and the original realist, would not only survive the internet. He would dominate it. Machiavelli isn't popular in school. He's usually portrayed as cold, manipulative, even evil. But that's because people don't really understand him. He didn't preach cruelty. He described power as it actually works, not how we wish it worked. That honesty made people uncomfortable. And today, in a world where people are desperate for both status and strategy, Machiavelli's mindset is more relevant, and more dangerous, than ever. 1. The Prince of the Algorithm. Machiavelli's most infamous quote is this: "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." At first glance, it sounds heartless. But if you look around today, at the influencers who go viral for outrage, the brands that exploit controversy, the politicians who thrive on division, you'll see the truth in it. Fear doesn't mean terror. In Machiavellian terms, it means respect, dominance, unpredictability. Online, this plays out as attention. The people who understand how to trigger attention, whether through polarizing opinions, emotional hooks, or perfectly timed drama, are the ones who win. Not necessarily the kindest. Not the most talented. But the most strategic. That's what Machiavelli understood 500 years ago. And it's what many of today's digital moguls are doing, knowingly or not. 2. The Art of Perception. In The Prince, Machiavelli writes, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." That line could be the mission statement of Instagram. In the modern digital world, perception is reality. You don't need to be wise, you need to look wise. You don't need to be successful, you need to appear successful. Fake backdrops, rented cars, filtered faces, curated quotes, it's all part of the performance. Is it dishonest? Sometimes. But Machiavelli would say it's smart. Because people rarely dig deeper. They scroll. They assume. They believe what they see. And the internet rewards the best illusionist. So what's the lesson? Stop waiting for people to discover your real self. Package it. Polish it. Control the story you tell. 3. Power doesn't ask for permission. Machiavelli lived in a ruthless time. Plots, assassinations, betrayals, they were part of everyday politics. His key insight: you don't win by playing fair. You win by playing smart. That doesn't mean cruelty. It means strategy first. Today's version of that truth is this: waiting for someone to give you permission, to speak, to start, to lead, is a waste of time. The internet is wide open. You can build an empire from your bedroom. But only if you act. You don't need credentials. You need courage. You don't need perfection. You need momentum. You don't need to be liked. You need to be respected. A Machiavellian mindset doesn't apologize for being ambitious. It owns it. And that's what discipline looks like in the digital age, taking the steps no one else is willing to, not for applause, but because it works. 4. The end justifies the means, or does it? This is Machiavelli's most controversial idea. And it's been abused by tyrants and twisted by cynics. But here's the disciplined way to look at it. When you know exactly what you want, and you've chosen that goal with clear eyes and conviction, you must be prepared to face sacrifice, setbacks, and strategy shifts. The world won't hand you what you want. You'll have to make trade-offs. That's not immoral. That's reality. The key is choosing your end wisely, and never betraying your core principles in pursuit of it. For example, if your goal is to build a platform that inspires people, don't waste energy chasing likes with clickbait. Make your content strong enough to earn real loyalty. But accept that you'll need to play the game: consistent posting, clear branding, emotional resonance. That's not manipulation. That's tactical execution. Discipline is doing what works, not what feels good. 5. Loyalty is fragile, lead anyway. Machiavelli had a bleak view of human loyalty. He believed people would follow a leader as long as it suited them, and betray that leader the moment it didn't. Harsh. Yes. But accurate. Often. Think about online fan bases. One scandal, one misstep, and the internet turns on you. Leaders who rely on popularity alone crumble. But those who anchor themselves in purpose and clarity, who expect volatility, survive. Here's what Machiavelli would say: don't build your influence on approval. Build it on clarity. Stand for something. And expect resistance. That mindset doesn't just prepare you for success. It protects your peace when the winds shift. 6. Modern Machiavellianism, dangerous or necessary? We live in a time where being seen is everything. Where silence is invisibility, and relevance is currency. So how do you navigate that world without losing yourself? Machiavelli's gift wasn't ruthlessness, it was clarity. He didn't lie to himself about how power worked. He saw human nature without filters. That's the discipline we need today. Because truth is, many people lose not because they aren't good, but because they refuse to face reality. If you want to win in any field, business, art, content creation, leadership, you need more than passion. You need a framework. You need to understand influence, perception, timing, and leverage. That's what The Prince was. Not a manifesto of evil, but a survival guide for ambition. And make no mistake, discipline is the foundation of all of it. The discipline to think long-term. The discipline to resist drama. The discipline to execute every day, even when motivation fades. Machiavelli would say, if you wait to feel inspired, you've already lost. Final thought: play the game, but know who you are. Here's the paradox: you can apply Machiavellian strategy without losing your soul. In fact, the most powerful people today are the ones who blend realism with purpose. Machiavelli gives you the map. You supply the mission. Understand how influence works. Learn how to hold attention. Study what moves people. And then build something real with those tools. Don't be naive. But don't be hollow either. Because in the end, power for its own sake is empty. But power in the hands of someone disciplined, driven, and self-aware. That's how you change the world. Now go do something with that. You don't need permission. You need precision. Be feared, be loved, or be both. Machiavelli would.